Food for thought. Would you rather live in a jungle or in a garden? This is Jewish Life 101. Welcome to Jewish Life 101, the podcast where we tackle any topic from a Jewish perspective, from the way that a Jew would look at it. Before we start, I want to remind everybody that this podcast has no background information needed. From beginning to end, you can sit back, relax, and listen. Any moment that has a bigger reason behind it that we may have or will discuss in the future will be mentioned at the right time. Today's topic is worldviews. Literally, we are discussing the view that a Jew should have on the world. You see, when you approach the world, you see that the world is full of bad things, and it only gets worse. You would think to compare the world to a jungle, which is run by wild, dangerous animals. When you have this conclusion about the world, you could become despondent. You'll want to give up on trying to do anything good. And even when you're doing something good, you're going to lack motivation because you think it's just not going to happen. Nothing good is going to come out of what I'm doing. The world's just a bad place. Judaism, on the other hand, says the exact opposite. Not only is the world not a jungle, but it's a garden. Not any garden, but God's garden. And it's God's main dwelling place. Explanation needed? Here we go. Right now, the world is really bad. There are bad things going on all around us. But the world wasn't always this way. Originally, when the world was created with Adam and Eve, God was dwelling in this world. That shows that the world itself is a good place, which is a dwelling place for God. The bad is just an outcome of the sin that Adam and Eve did that brought bad into the world. Okay, great. That's an amazing history class. So the world was good. But right now, we're existing in a bad, corrupt world. So how does it affect us that the world was good? Well, I'd like to tell you that not only was the world good, but the world will be good. You see, when God created the world, He created it to eventually become the dwelling place for God. And since this is the intention that God had when He made the world, He put the possibility and set the gears for this to happen in the world. Since the world was made that way, there's nothing that can stop it. No man-made thing inside the world can stop this, that's for sure. So this is for sure going to happen. Eventually the world will become a good place, which is a dwelling place for God. So now we've reached that the world was good, and the world will be good. Now we're stuck in the corrupt middle. So how does this knowledge of the past and of the future help us? Well, the answer to this comes through a rule stated in Torah. There's a rule in Torah that a change that could be undone is not considered a change. For example, if I took a pile of sand and I built it into a sandcastle, even when the sandcastle is standing, it's really just sand. A proof for this is the fact that if I wanted to, I could take the sandcastle down and make it into the same exact grains of sand that existed before. Now, if the existence of the sand stopped, and the only existence now was the sandcastle, meaning that we really changed the sand, it's not there anymore, then how can we bring back the same sand? We can bring back different sand, but if you were to take a magnifying glass and inspect each kernel of sand, you would see that in fact it was the same sand as before. Let's say, on the other hand, that you had flour and water and you mixed it into dough. The flour and water do not exist as the dough as something by themselves anymore. Now what's here is only dough. The proof is that I can't take it apart and put it back into flour and water. If the flour and water still existed now, then it should be possible, at least in the right circumstances, to bring it back out. Let's go back to the sandcastle example and take this a step further. Imagine I started off with a sandcastle. Now I took the sandcastle down. We're back to a pile of sand. Can I build a sandcastle with this sand? Yes, I could. But nevertheless, the previous sandcastle does not exist anymore. It will never come back. Why is that? Because we will never rebuild the sandcastle in the same exact way. If you rebuild a new sandcastle, it will be that. It will be a new creation. It will not be the same old sandcastle. That shows that when you destroyed the sandcastle aspect that's here stopped existing. So too in our case with the world. The existence of our world was good, and in the future will be transformed back into the same existence of good, the same dwelling place for God. The fact that we turned it back into the same dwelling place shows that that dwelling place exists throughout. The fact that the world will go back to the same existence of good that it was shows that that existence must have been there the entire time. It just wasn't recognizable. It was covered over by bad. So deep down, the way our world is right now is good. We just can't see it. So deep down, the way the world is right now is a dwelling place for God. Not only that, but the way that it will exist as a dwelling place for God in the future is that every single object and corner of the world will have godliness dwelling in it. So that means that now too, every single thing in the world, even the things that seem completely opposite godliness, have a level of godliness dwelling in it. It's just not recognizable. When you know this, that the world in the existence it is right now is really good, then you'll change your approach and your look at the world. You'll look past the first glance at the seeming bad that exists in the world, and you'll try to look at its core, at what it really is. You'll look out for the godliness in it. You'll look out for the fruits of the garden. When you hear other people complaining and saying that the world is an evil place with only bad, you'll know that they're just looking from the first glance. But really, there's a level deeper than that in the world. And when you look at the world in that perspective and see the treasure hidden inside, you'll want to reveal it in every single thing in the world by spreading goodness and revealing the good inside. And this you'll do with certainty, because you're not creating something new, you're just revealing the good inside. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you an amazing, meaningful rest of your day. Did you enjoy today's episode? Feel free to share with a friend. Here at Jewish Life 101, we spend many hours on every single episode, and it's all with your support. Just click the link in the description to find out more, and we'll see you next time on Jewish Life 101.